Everyone, and welcome to AZ Spotlight. Today I'm joined by Seven, the GM of Midevil Misfits. How you doing, man?
Hello. I'm doing good. Happy to be here.
Wonderful. Well, I'm excited to have you here and learn more about Midevil Misfits. Before we do so, however, do you mind telling me what your favorite GM snack is?
Favorite GM snack? Ooh, I would have to say those gummy clusters. I forget the name of them. What are they? It's gonna kill me now. Oh my goodness.
It's like the nerd balls?
Nerd ball. Yes, exactly. Like the nerd clusters. Those and M&M peanuts can't go wrong.
That's pretty valid, man. I appreciate that. I'm a big Nerds fan. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of Midevil Misfits, do you mind giving us a little bit more detail on what this is?
Yeah, absolutely. So Midevil Misfits is a D&D podcast, but at the same time, an umbrella of more stuff that we're going to be doing for the future. So it's starting off as, a campaign that we built around Salandria, which is the world that we're playing in. But at the same time, we're still bringing new and other content that I'm really excited to bring out. Like even tonight, I can tell you guys because, we're talking. We're going to be doing a sort of it's a podcast, but it's still also under the Midevil Misfits name, where it's just us talking about D&D, which I'm really excited for, but also bringing out that content for Salandria Reborn, which is our campaign title going forward. So yeah, just a couple of buddies doing the fun thing and playing D&D together, which I'm super stoked to do.
Yeah, and for those watching this, obviously it'll be posted in the future, but by the time this recording has happened, your first video is only like 3 days old. You are fresh.
Fresh into it, that's right.
Oh my God. Well, that makes it easy for those who are looking for a podcast to jump into without having to be boggled down with hours and hours of content. People can just jump in right now and they'll be able to follow alongside. You mentioned your buddies. How did you find your players?
Yeah, actually, it was one of those met at work situations. My friend Matt, who used to work with me at the brewery, got me into D&D, matter of fact. And years later, we still play together, and we're like, hey, man, why don't we just record this? Why don't we just, get some money saved up, make a podcast together, and, shoot for the stars?
That's interesting. So was Midevil Misfits, was that always intended to be a production, or was it like gradual where it was an aftermath of a campaign, like a home campaign?
It was more so like came about as like we were just talking one day, me and my other coworker Connor and David, actually, we're just kind of sitting around one day and was like, we all like D&D. Why don't we just put our money and funding together and actually get some recording equipment and actually do it? And it really worked out, man, because everything like lined up to where we have a spot to play, we have the equipment for it, and yeah, I'm just really happy to actually be moving forward with it. It wasn't like a lifelong dream or anything, but like just to play D&D is always, such a good time.
Oh yeah,
love doing it.
There's like an added excuse of like, well, we can't miss this week. We have a production to keep up with. And it's like a better excuse to get back to the table.
Yeah, it keeps everyone a little accountable, but they're like, hey, if we miss it, it's okay. But now it's a little added pressure, which is fine.
Yeah, exactly. There's this added layer when it comes to making an actual play and sort of a podcast. Because you guys have to have the love of TTRPGs, which obviously you guys were playing for a while and actually decided to make this a thing. And then there's sort of this other layer of enjoying making content. For you, was there an interest in making content? Was there always sort of that there?
I would say no. It was more so like when I was playing D&D for the first time and I really got into all the lore and stuff like that. That really intrigued me, just all that kind of stuff behind Wizards of the Coast and all the stuff that they put out. But getting more into it and like sitting around with my friends playing D&D, just how funny and like some situations or just even like sitting around hanging with friends can be. I was like, oh, we could actually like, let's put a camera in front of us. Let's record this stuff and see if anything, if it's funny enough or even good enough. And I would say like the first couple of sessions that we have recorded for Midevil Misfits is just so hilarious, man. I'm so glad we're doing this. Like just to have that out for everybody, it's so good.
That's great especially when you're already a group of friends and they're already sort of like this bantered history, and you guys understand each other well enough. With that in mind, the fact that like content was not really the first thing in mind. You mentioned, well, actually, let me shift away from that. You mentioned that this is sort of your first romp into D&D prior to sort of making Midevil Misfits. Did you graduate from the player seat to become the GM, or did you just jump into the GM seat right away?
No, so yeah, I've always been a player, never been a DM. But with this, I had a very specific idea for the world, and I have created it myself. And I just wanted to make sure, like, okay, here's the story, and I want to make sure it's told the right way. So I was like, I put my hand up first, and I was like, hey, I'll DM. I want to do it just to get the story right, and I'm really happy that I did. It was, it was nerve-wracking at first, but, that's just with anything. Like, change is scary. Doing it for the first time is always going to be scary, but I'm really happy I did it. So shake off those nerves and cobwebs or whatever and just, like, jump right into it. It's been fantastic going forward, honestly.
That's very cool, man. With sort of this new layer of production and the fact that you had to save for equipment, have to get that set up, do you, in your personal opinion, what is the hardest thing about running an actual play?
Getting everyone together, honestly.
Scheduling.
Yeah. Scheduling's always the worst, right? Like even today we have a plan to meet up, record. One of our guys is sick, which, throws a wrench into it, but we're still going to probably meet up and hopefully record an episode or, just if not, hanging out.
So you mentioned before that you've already recorded episode 1, right?
Yeah, we have our episode 1 and 2 done. So if we met up tonight, it would be, getting episode 3 and 4 put together. Yeah.
So you record 2 at a time. What in your opinion is the perfect session length?
For right now, I like doing a hour to an hour and a half.
Oh, that's actually really good. A little bite-sized stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It just gets, you get a bite out of it. You hopefully get your D&D through that, but then like you don't have to wait super long for the other stuff too. So we'll probably be putting stuff out weekly just because they are only an hour and a half. But it works out, that way if we ever miss a session or something like that, we're able to have backlog of videos and be prepared for that, get those out.
It's so funny that you mentioned that you weren't really that interested in the content creation at start, and the concept of being a recorded podcast and having a bank of content is something that not a lot of people understand is important. I'm in the same boat where I do recorded content, and having a bank of videos is so useful. So congratulations on really kind of capturing a concept of content creation right away. It's going to do you well.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Like going into it, I had no idea what I was doing, but now, we've been planning this and we've been putting it together since October of last year. So it's been super fun to like learn everything. Like even Instagram, just running that channel, like beginning of it, I had no idea what I was doing, but now later down the line, I feel more confident in everything. My buddy David's running the YouTube channel. So we have people as a team, we're all, working on one specific thing, which has been super helpful.
That's rad.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think here. When it comes to actual play channels, a lot of sort of people I've talked to, because you're as a GM, you're not only just entertaining your players, you're also trying to entertain the audience. That sort of gives us a lot of flexibility, or we tend to lean towards flexibility instead of rigidness. So I'm a bit of a betting man, and I think I'm betting that you are a GM who does the rule of cool.
Oh, 100%. If there's something like my players want to do, and if I can make it work mechanically, I always will. I'm not a ball buster or anything like that. So if they have a good plan, and if it, depending on how the dice roll, right? But if it's something super funny and super cool, I won't be a stickler. I'll let it play out. That way everyone else, feels heard, but also at the same time, like they can let the dice choose how they want to play or how their fate is sealed, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Very cool.
Yeah.
With that in mind, with the sort of mention of flexibility, is there a rule at your table that is written in stone?
I would say yes. There's a couple. One of the house rules that we have is if you're rolling a d20 for any checks or any saves, right? If that dice rolls off the table, you now have to use the next highest dice, which would be the d12 for your checks.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. Oh, that's interesting. That's a pretty good one.
It'll happen more times than you think, honestly. That's why we came up with it, because it just, hey man, you just got to get in the dice tower.
Yeah, especially that in like as a production, it's like, all of a sudden the recording has a person going, I'm sorry, hold on, I got to get down real quick.
Exactly.
It's like, nope, this is a small little punishment just to for ruin a little bit of the immersion.
Yeah. And I think it's fair, you just, all you had to do was get in the dice tower, but pick up that D12, please.
Do you mind telling us more about the player, or at least the player characters that are currently playing in your game?
The player characters, yeah. So it's funny enough. We have a Rune Knight Goliath that's being played by Matt, a halfling cleric, a dwarf barbarian, and a 400-year-old gnome wizard. So I have 3 characters that are very, very short, and then the 6'9" Goliath. And I just
there's not a lot of attention to small characters. That's interesting.
Right. And they didn't talk to each other before planning their characters or making their characters or anything like that. And I just remember the day they showed me their characters, and I was like, are you guys serious? I mean, I'm not mad at it. I love it. Short king, right? But I just imagine the fact, like, the Goliath Rune Knight fighter is able to carry all 3 of them probably at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Just hold them on his shoulders. Yeah. So yeah, the Rune Knight fighter is Huel McEwen, 19-year-old kid, kind of raised on the streets, living the tough life. Siggy, our halfling cleric, is also young, but sort of lived that pirate life. Not trying to give too much away, just because session 1 is coming out pretty soon, but I'll give you a little taste of who they are and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, Siggy is a halfling cleric who lived underneath with her uncle out in, that pirate life, kind of doing all the swashbuckling kind of type deal there. Alden Shortleg is our wizard, who again is like 400 years old and was a fighter before turning into a wizard. So he has years and years of training, and his body's like, rugged and ripped and all that kind of stuff, but it's slowly failing on him. So now he's turned to learning magic and stuff like that. And to me, it's so funny to think of a 400-year-old man that still like wants to throw a punch, but really can't do it anymore. So he relies on magic. And we have Todd, son of Todd.
Players are too creative. We got to stop them.
100%, man. I was like, really? Is that the name you want to go with? He's like, yeah, well, my dad's name was Todd, so I'm trying to do the whole Thor Odin's son thing. And I was like, okay, I guess. I love it. It's very good. But Todd is a barbarian dwarf who, tragic backstory, lost his dad, someone murdered his dad, and he's seeking revenge. And all of the players' characters don't know each other, but they ended up on a prison boat together, hailing towards the Shattered March, which is like the worst place in the world. The specific city of where they all were captured was Moor, Moor. And in Moor, there's no prison system. They just rather send you off to this mysterious Shattered March, which is hailed to be known as like people go there, but they don't come back. So like this mysterious foggy wasteland. So they were all in Moor looking and doing their own, side missions and stuff like that. And yeah, we're captured by the Iron Watch, sent aboard a prison ship, and that's where we'll see our characters in session 1.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Seven, for hanging out with me and really kind of divulging further into your campaign you have going. And by the time this comes out, session 1 will already be available, and everyone can go and enjoy that. And the fact that it's very much a bite-sized experience means that people can catch up, no problem. Well, again, thank you for not only sharing your adventures with me, but also sharing your adventures with the rest of the internet. Where can people find Midevil Misfits?
Yeah, so we are on Instagram right now at Midevil Misfits, all one word, Midevil Misfits, and YouTube as well. We'll have content on both those platforms as of right now. And yeah, stick around. Hopefully, by the time you guys see this, we'll have a couple sessions out for you guys, some more D&D content. I can't wait.
Yeah. Well, until then, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
All right, guys. Thank you.